So last week, it was Sushil ji who wanted that verse, na Purna Midam. Didn't you say that we should go? Yeah, and it is a good thing that we are going through that because everything is tied up with that, what we are learning. Yeah, Sushil ji, you have to say something?
No.
Okay, so I want to make sure. Yeah, we'll keep going because I had made this. Everybody knows this verse, right? We have heard it from someone. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. So the meaning over here is that talking about that, first thing Om. Om is symbol of that Brahman only. That is full. This also is full. From fullness comes that fullness. Taking fullness from the fullness, fullness indeed remains. I know it sounds really very confusing. But talking about two different things. One is the Brahman and one is the world. So he's saying that is full and उस full से एक और full निकलता है. Because sansar is also complete only in its own way, right? And that even though that sansar comes from there, that still remains full. उसमें कोई कमी नहीं होती. That is a meaning. Okay, and this is from two different Upanishads. One is Brihad Aranya Upanishad and one is Ishavasya में है ये verse. So what do they mean? Then just think of the rope and the snake is the best way you will understand this Purna thing. So he's saying that, okay, if the rope is lying in my backyard and it's dark and I'm not seeing the rope, but suddenly I see a snake on it. Will I see the full snake or will I see just a half a snake? It will be full snake only. Because जहाँ जहाँ रस्सी है वहाँ पर दिखेगा मुझे वो. So as though full में से full आया है, मगर क्यों फर्क नहीं पड़ा? Because it's just a projection. That's why इसमें कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ा. Another worldly example I was thinking that everybody will connect to. In the morning, when I'm getting ready, I look at myself in the mirror. So जितना बड़ा mirror है मैं पूरी पूरी दिखाई दूंगी उसमें. So here I'm the original. The other one is also completely I'm seeing, but मेरे original में कोई फर्क नहीं आया because it's just a reflection. Simplest talking is like that. This verse. That why उसमें कोई फर्क नहीं आता है. Because हमेशा दुनिया में हम लोग देखते हैं कि किसी चीज, I have a आटे की बोरी and I take some atta out, it's going to become less there, right? पर ये ब्रह्मन में क्यों फर्क नहीं पड़ता? Because it's not really taking out, it's just projecting. That's what it means by Purna. It always remains Purna. Does that explain it, Sushil ji?
Yeah, other question is, first is of course the meaning itself is not that easy to understand. And the second part is why do we do it? It's not a prayer. It doesn't seem like a prayer. It seems like something we're trying to convince ourselves. Is that how it is?
Prayer is like, it's glorifying that Brahman, that वो हमेशा पूर्ण ही रहता है. So अपनी अपनी दृष्टि की बात है. Like when we are saying prayer is nothing but, see, when we think of a prayer, we think of in the worldly sense. ये भगवान मुझे कुछ दे दे वगैरह. In real meaning, that's not prayer. Prayer is you are at awe with something and you are glorifying that. That's considered to be when I'm in gratitude. So that's where we have to first know the meaning of prayer, because like our Gurudev says, prayer should not be a beggary. Prayer should come from the full heart. And that's why when we come to chapter 11, chapter 11, Vishwarup Darshan के बाद जो Arjun ने बोला ना, that's considered a true prayer to Krishna. When he was like totally at awe, and वो हाथ जोड़ के, कांपते हुए हाथों से, he's like glorifying and say, my God, जहाँ भी देखता हूँ आप ही हैं, something like that, आगे पीछे ऊपर नीचे, and it's a very beautiful poetry. So here it's just glorifying that Brahman, that it is so complete that उसमें से जो निकलता है वो भी पूरा है तो भी उसमें कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ता. संसार तो कितने टाइम से चल रहा है. If we understood this whole thing, about the sansar, that the nourishment is coming from above, right? We just learned. When does that nourishment end? It's forever. How many galaxies, and now they're talking about multi-universe. अपने शास्त्र में तो पहले ही बोल दिया कि ब्रह्मांड, कई ब्रह्मांड हैं, but the modern science is saying now that there are multiverses. So इतना सारा कहा रहा है, फिर भी जो origin में कोई फर्क ही नहीं पड़ा. That's what is the glorifying, I think, it and becoming a prayer. And from my perspective, I don't know how others feel about it.
Thank you.
Here,
Basically, you're right. It's hard to pronounce them. I can't even pronounce the Padranayaka Upanishad from where it came.
बृहद अरण्यक actually. अगर उसको break करो ना संधि तब आएगा. बृहद अरण्यक. Sorry, कौन बोल रहा है? प्रभाकर जी.
It's hard to even pronounce.
It's okay. I mean, मुझे भी नहीं आता था honestly. धीरे-धीरे I'm not there yet, but I'm still.
आपने जैसे बोला कि कितने ब्रह्मांड है, काक विशुद्धि जी बोलते हैं ना रामायण के अंदर कि मैं एक ब्रह्मांड में कितने साल रहा.
Right. So जो लोग त्रिकालदर्शी बन जाते हैं उनको मालूम है ये सब बातें. हम लोग अभी भी मतलब हम लोग को श्रद्धा रखनी पड़ेगी. That's all it is. Yeah. But I mean, more and more, I mean, this new telescope has gone up and they are seeing all those galaxies and all that. Pehle, they thought they were stars, and then maybe 100 years ago, whenever they put some probe out there, then they realized that each point of that, not each, many points of light were actually full galaxies. And there are billions of them. My God. मेरा तो सिर चकरा जाता है.
And you see them on the telescope, the one
Yes.
showing now, those pictures
Yes.
are amazing.
Whoever is following that can see that. True. Prabhakar ji, what are you have something to
No,
say?
I was just thinking, I may be wrong, that can we also look at that Purna Midam in the context of Tattvamasi?
Yeah, you can.
That, that is Purna, that is the Brahman.
Yes.
And then, you are also Brahman.
True.
In that context, he is Purna, you are also Purna.
Very good point.
That context, Tattvamasi concept comes into that.
Yeah, definitely. You can expand it to that. It's like a water. Okay, at the elemental level is H2O. So there is, if you take a whole ocean or water, it has the same elemental thing. So it is the Purna. True.
So then in that case, we are also whole.
Yes, in fact, Ayurveda also says you are a miniature universe.
Of the whole universe.
And when you say Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh, the creative power, the sustaining and destructive annihilation is a better word. For recreation, it is destruction, not a bad way, but good way. In our life also, we do the exact same three things all the time. So we are, all those forces at macro level and micro level is the same. And they say in the Ayurveda, say you are a miniature Brahmand, or you are your, bolte na jo pinde so Brahmande, something like that is the statement there too. That we are a whole universe in ourselves
We
also.
are whole and part of the whole. We don't take away from the whole.
Right. See how many things are coming out. All of them are valid. So any verse you take from this, my God, you can do a commentary for an hour.
Yeah.
Because all of what you're saying fits in there. That's why they're so powerful. Absolutely. And then, sorry, go ahead.
Dualism and non-dualism also fits in there. doesn't
Yes, absolutely it fits in there. That you are not separate from the whole. So you are Purna and that one is Purna. You can say that too. Yeah. And then somebody was saying in the worldly sense में कोई बोलेगा हाँ ये कैसे हो सकता है, तो बोला कि बड़े वर्ल्ड में भी होता है, एक ट्री है, फिर उसका बीज गिरा, दूसरा ट्री आ गया, वो पहले पूर्ण था, ये भी पूर्ण है. And then he said चलो उसको भी छोड़ो. All of us are parents, right? And this everybody has children. Is then children are born, you are still Purna, you have not become Adhura, and the child is Pura too. चलो किसी को बिल्कुल ही नहीं घुस रहा है खोपड़ी में. वर्ल्डली एग्जाम्पल भी है कि पूर्ण से पूर्ण आया, वो पूर्ण ही रह गया. I thought that was pretty good one. I didn't think about it that way.
And the funny thing is, one human can produce 4, 5, 6 kids.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. और पुराने जमाने में तो dozen every year.
Yeah, I'm one of 10.
Wow. You got 9 brothers and sisters. That's amazing. I think it's great, yeah, to have more brothers. We have 5, and I feel very lucky. My husband has 7, so it's nice to have brothers and sisters to talk to them. आजकल बेचारे एक दो ही होते हैं,
बेचारे
उनके रिश्ते भी पूरे नहीं होते. किसी का चाचा नहीं है, किसी का ताऊ नहीं है, किसी मामा नहीं है. हम लोग के सब पूरा भरा है, सभी रिश्ते नाम है हमारे. I think it's great to have lot, as long as you get along. It can become a pain also when you're fighting, but if you keep studying Vedanta and getting along, then I think it's great.
And I'm sure you still don't want to change it, even if you fight, because at the time blood is always thicker than water.
Absolutely. You may fight for a long time, but end में घर वाले काम आते हैं. True. So I don't know. What do you think, Sushil ji?
Yeah, no, to me it was like, why do we do that at the end of every lecture, every time we do it? And it was kind of still in my mind, okay, if it's not a prayer, it's just expounding the greatness of the Lord, that's what we're saying. But we are not saying it like you are Purna and Purnam. It just says he is Purnam, and that was my confusion, but I think I'm clear on that.
Yeah, I think that if we just think about it, and prayers are, अपने जो वैदिक prayers है ना, उनमें बहुत deeper meaning है. और एक होता है कि okay, I'm finishing this my study, so I'm saying Purna Midam, because हम finish करते time बोलते हैं ना. So hey, जो मैंने पढ़ा है ना, उसमें भी पूर्णता ही है, बिकॉज हर एक वर्ड्स में पूर्णता है. थिंक अबाउट इट. भगवत गीता का कहीं से भी उठा लो, पूरा वेदांत आ जाता है उसमें, बिकॉज यू कैन टेक दैट कॉन्सेप्ट एंड टेक इन टू द वेदांता. इट्स पूर्णा ओनली. You can stretch it to the Purna. That's one way of looking at it, And the other, Sahana, Vavatu and all that, how beautiful it is that, hey, we are taking up this study together. That become a prayer over there in the beginning. That, let's not argue unnecessarily. Let our study be brilliant and all that. That become a prayer. Then in the end, we say, Sarve Bhavantu. Hey, now I should not be just happy. The whole world should be happy.
We should be happy.
Like our teacher used to say that when the war is happening, don't just pray for your soldiers. Pray Sarve Bhavantu for that person, because he's also fighting for someone his side. So, उसको भी peace मिले. फिर अगर सबको peace मिलेगी तो war वैसे ही खत्म हो जाएगा. Think about it.
And that's how I always thought, that at the end of prayers, then we sing this prayer, Purna, that we think that everything is complete.
Yes. And then other thing you can look at it is, hey, everything is the way it is supposed to be.
Right.
So that's why we don't have any anxiety.
Right.
ये ऐसे क्यों हुआ, वो कैसे हुआ. Within the karmic function of this world, it is where it's supposed to be.
Right.
Just deal with it, that's all.
And also, Mamaji, could we also say that it's a reminder that we are a reflection of Brahman?
Yes, very well put. I think that's one of the main thing about it. That you are glorifying that Brahman, remembering that, hey, we are reflection. And in the end, if we kind of recognize, then hum bhi wohi ban jayenge. Yeah. True. So see, I'm glad actually, Sushil ji, you brought this thing. Everybody's contribution to this thing has brought out so many beautiful things from this. True. Okay. With that,
another way you can put it, it's more like an interval to the next chapter before we start.
Yeah, absolutely. And the next chapter is going to be complete in its own way. Yeah. So on that note, on that Purna note,
It's
we
the
will...
interval now, right? For next Wednesday.
The story continues.
The story continues.
But it's still Purna. So we will meet
Hari Om,
again.
Mamaji. Hari Om, everyone.
Hari Om, Hari Om, everyone.